Hey everybody, it's BJ.
And Patrick.
And we're back talking all things real estate. And today we are up on Bear Mountain. So we thought we would do the top 5 reasons people love Bear Mountain and the 5 reasons people can't stand Bear Mountain.
Right. So Bear Mountain is a luxury Gulf community resort style neighborhood here in Langford, located in the Greater Victoria area.
Yeah. So, okay, which ones do you want to do first? Do you want to go back and forth, or do you want to just hit them all at once?
Go for it.
Okay. People love living on Bear Mountain because they like the seclusion, even though you're next in it's a subdivision, but it's still, there's less traffic up here, it's quieter, there's lots of green space, hiking up the mountain, all those kind of things.
Yeah, it's not located right in the core of Langford. It's sort of like on the side as you're going towards Highlands, up on a mountain. And, for one, it takes a few more minutes to get up here.
Yeah.
It's a little bit removed from where all the big box shopping is. Yeah. But, it's hardly, I would say, like remote.
Sure.
Right.
But we're talking about Victoria now.
But it is a little bit removed.
And so I think the other part is you have to come here on purpose.
Right, because other than, there are things to do up here on Bear Mountain.
Yeah.
But usually you come here to do that and then you leave.
Right.
But if you're living up here, you get to be surrounded by so many opportunities for outdoor activities.
Right.
If it's climbing on Mount Finlayson, they have the indoor clay tennis courts.
Yeah.
They have mountain biking tracks here.
Well, so now we're going into other
there's so much stuff to do
benefits
here
up here,
physically,
right? All
right?
the things to do, I guess.
Yeah.
My number 2 of reasons people like being up here is golfing.
And then there's the golf.
Right.
Where you can almost golf all year round.
Almost.
Some homes are being sold with memberships.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah. And this one, I think, is a pro and a con, depending on the individual.
Yeah.
It snows up here once in a while.
It gets more weather.
Yeah. And people like snow when it's gone in a day.
Right, because it's pretty for a day, but then getting up and down the mountain can be a challenge.
Can be horrendous.
But you know what? If there's enough snow to do that, the rest of Langford will have it'll slow down the whole community, right? Where Victoria and Oak Bay might not have any snow.
Right.
So, but if Victoria and Oak Bay have snow, we definitely have snow here in Langford.
Yeah. Right. Okay. What was that, 3?
That's about 3.
We did the seclusion or the quiet up here. We did the golf course.
The activities.
The golf course and activities. The snow that people like or don't like. Could go either way. The other thing I noticed that people like up here is you get to know people. Because it's a close community, if you will.
Right, because if you go to the gym or if you go to the Jack's or if you go to the coffee shop, something like that, you're likely to see the same faces over and over again.
Yeah.
And Bear Mountain would be like a microcosm for Langford. Sure. I've lived in Langford for a long time, and I think Victoria is a little bit like this, not as much as it used to be. Victoria is starting to become a bigger town where it's a little bit easier to be anonymous.
Yeah.
But in your community, it's really hard to be anonymous here.
Yeah.
I mean, you go to the grocery store, you go to the mall, you go shopping, you go to an event somewhere else. You'll bump into people you know.
Yeah.
Here on Bear Mountain, you're going to be bumping into people that you live within pretty close vicinity of each other. If it's regulars at the gym, regulars at Jack's, regulars at the restaurant, at the hotel, and of course, golfing.
Yeah.
So it's a bit of a microcosm that way.
Right. Sure.
It's pretty neat if that's what you're looking for. It's friendly.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah. And
a lot of active people here. So you'll see them out and about.
Yeah, for sure. And for me, number 5 would be at least as you go up the mountain, homes tend to be nicer. So your higher end homes. So people that are looking for a higher end home that feels more The community feels a little bit more like, it reminds me of Whistler, a toned down version of Whistler, because we're not on a real mountain, but it's kind of like that Whistler feel, kind of like that, maybe Banff a little bit. Again, completely different. I get that. This is not, I'm not equating this to Banff or Whistler at all, but a little bit of that feel.
The exclusivity that you get from coming up here, and I'm not saying like, oh, the elites here. No, it's like an above average community. How about that, right? With above average options, and there's some higher luxury end options to purchase or live here in. And I notice it. I don't notice it much. I'm used to it, right? I notice it most when I'm driving with clients that are from out of town. They're getting transferred. Hey, we should go look at Bear Mountain. They've read about Bear Mountain. They know about Bear Mountain.
Sure.
And as soon as we hit Bear Mountain Parkway, okay, so there's bigger houses at the bottom.
Yeah.
Then you hit the sign. Then you have the boulevards.
Yeah.
Then you have the trees.
Yeah.
And the sidewalks and cut through the mountains. Like, it really does have a different feel from, I think, almost any other neighborhood in Victoria. And there are higher end home neighborhoods, but they're not packaged. They've sort of been growing over time.
Right.
This was sort of packaged as a single idea. So then the layout of the land and its presence coming all the way up to let's say the hotel.
Yeah.
It has that exclusive feel to it.
Yeah.
Like you have arrived somewhere.
Right.
Not just like, oh, this is a nice street. It's not like that. Like you could go to other neighborhoods in, I'm not going to mention any of the other developments where, oh yeah, that we know that's a new development and the houses are brand new and they have all the features. It doesn't feel like something on that road. It comes with a presentation. It comes with, how wide are the roads? How manicured is it?
Right.
And it's just not on the same level as many other streets, neighborhoods, subdivisions in Victoria.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm a little bit. Maybe I harped on that a little bit much, and there are negatives to.
Well, we're going to
living
get
up here.
Okay, now we're going to. So those are the 5 positives to living on Bear Mountain.
Yeah, those are all
talked about.
positives.
Okay, let's go to the 5 negatives of living on Bear Mountain. And I'm going to say the number 1 negative that people say is also the number 1 positive that people say is that it's separated from everything else.
Yeah.
So once you're here, unless you're going to go for a hike or go golfing or whatever, there's nothing really to do.
Right, but there's not a school that's really close. There's not a school on Bear Mountain.
Yes, that's
which
correct.
In the original plan they were talking about a private school. Never happened. Right. So there are amenities. There's no grocery store. There was a sort of a convenience store.
Convenience store, yeah.
But if you want grocery, everything you have to jump in the car to go to.
Yes.
So it's a little bit like living in the country. It's kind of like Machosen, I feel like. If you want to get something, you actually have to get in the car. You can't just like walk to the store.
There's a pharmacy in Machosen now.
There's a pharmacy in Machosen?
There's now a pharmacy in Machosen.
Is that beside the feed store? Anyways.
It's next to, I'm trying to remember what it's next to it's what it's called. It's right next to Machosen Cafe.
Okay.
Okay, so back to Bear Mountain. So number 1 is the seclusion, the fact that the amenities aren't here and that if you want to go do something, get something, whatever, aside from golfing or working out or going for a walk, because it's beautiful for those things here.
Oh, here's a really good one. You know what isn't here for amenities? We might have to cut this out. There's not a safe injection site.
Oh my.
There's not enough affordability or, a shelter.
Yeah, we'll be cutting this out.
There isn't a no-go zone for paramedics.
No. Oh my.
Okay.
All right.
This could be a pro or a con, but we'll call this a con because like so many Victorians will avoid going downtown when the tourists are here, right?
Yeah.
In the summer, it gets so busy up here with weddings. And that's a good thing for the economy, good thing for the hotel, good thing for the restaurants, right? And that spillover, people visit here. It's really cool for that.
Yeah.
But I bet you it gets really busy. That would mean the gym and the pool. It would be because it's part of the hotel, sort of, kind of. I'm not sure exactly anymore how that works.
Right.
So it can be a little bit crowded here. If you're coming up here for a different reason, good luck finding parking.
I guess it
So it
depends
could
on
be challenging
the weekend.
around-
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I have another one which relates to the driving part of getting here is if the weather changes, it's more likely to change up here than the rest of Victoria because of the elevation. And when it changes, the roads up here are not good. So I'll give you an example. I was driving up here one time last year and, kind of in the evening, it gets darker sooner in the fall, winter months anyway. So it's getting darker. I'm driving up here and you can tell it's getting colder as you come up and the road is getting more slippery as I go.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And now I'm starting to see cars stop. And I know if I stop here, I'm stuck because there's no way I'm getting out of this. And I'm actually in front of me, the bus is stopping and turning around because they're not making it all the way up the mountain.
Either.
And, right. And all I'm going on is momentum. I'm like, I can't stop. And people are honking the horn as I'm driving by them. They're like, don't do it, don't do it. And I make it up to the top and I'm like, I got to keep going and get down the other side or else I'm going to be stuck here. Oh, and so I'm thankful that my car has a super, super low gear. I didn't even know it was this low, but I flipped it into the low gear and basically didn't have to step on the brakes at all going down the backside. But as soon as I came down to the lights up before the Costco turnoff, roads are fine. And I'm gone.
This is like, if we want to drive on the Malahat or Willis Point, you have to have winter tires on. You have to have snow tires on after a certain month.
Yeah.
And I bet you it's like Victorians. No, like we could be caught in bad weather. I'm right here. I've never had winter tires on my car. I don't have a winter car.
All season radials.
It has all seasons on it.
Yeah.
But it's not a winter car at all. So like, I'm in complete trouble if it starts snowing or if it gets frosty. Like,
I grew up in Alberta.
I find another way home.
You know what? I grew up in Alberta and had all season radials. So, anyway, we digress back to the traffic issue of getting up here and getting down from here if there's inclement weather of any kind.
Right. So you have to be prepared for that one way or the other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what goes with that then is the just traffic getting in and out of here. So if you're coming up here at, close of business when people are coming home or trying to get out of here when people are trying to get out of here.
At least there's a second way. That was one of my criticisms for a long time. There was only one way in and out of Bear Mountain.
Right.
I know there's a fire gate that leads through the Highlands, but like it's closed.
Right.
It's not accessible. It's not normally used, right?
Sure.
So, yeah, for the longest time, there's only been one way in or out of here. So finally, we have the backside through Skirt Mountain.
Yeah.
Onto the highway, onto Lee Road.
Right.
So that part's good.
Okay, so how many is that? Is that 3?
I think
4?
that's 4.
4? 4 negatives?
Yeah.
Of living up here? Do you have a 5th one?
Not that I can think of.
I think, so we've talked about lack of amenities and things, once you're here. We've talked about the traffic getting in and out of here. We've talked about what the roads can be like. I would then say my last one is the inclement weather. Is some people don't like the fact that the weather changes or can change so quickly.
The weather's more affected here, yeah.
So that would be my other one.
I think, no, I won't say it because it'll cut that out again as well. Why don't we just ask somebody, ask the internet?
So, well, here's the thing. If you live on Bear Mountain or you're familiar with Bear Mountain, put it in the comments. What are your favorite things about living up here? And what are the things you don't like about living up here? I think that'd be great to get some feedback from everybody.
We'd love to hear what you think.
Hear what you have to say.
Absolutely.
All right. You know what? We're going to continue on with this through the different neighborhoods in the Greater Victoria area. So watch for more of these, but we'll see you next time.
See ya.
Hey, thanks for joining us today. Hope you got some good information out of that. Please take a minute and like and subscribe. It helps us out with getting the word out there. If you know anybody who you think needs to see what we're talking about, please let them know about it.
And of course, if you're thinking of buying or selling real estate in the Greater Victoria area or anywhere on southern Vancouver Island, you can get a hold of us. Our information is in the description below, and we'd be happy to help you. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you in the next video.
See ya.